Welcome back everybody. Today we are at the famous West Aberthaw, one of my locals. I love it down here. I woke up and I thought I want to go somewhere today that's going to challenge me. I don't want anything too easy, somewhere that's going to potentially kick the shit into me. So I've got a box full of reels, a box full of leads, some peeler crab, some other bait, and I'm going to use this as my first official hound targeting session of the year. There's a few fish around, it might be a bit slow, we might catch a few other bits and pieces, but either way, if I can go home with a couple of hounds and a reel and a few leads left in my box, I'll class that as a result. So what's the plan today? I'll be honest, it's a bit breezy and the wind is set to pick up later on as well, so it might get caught short. There is also thunder and rain forecast, so if that happens, I'm not going to compromise myself. I'm going to pack up and head up off the beach. So as always, pulley rig, bottom bottom, 3/0 circle hook, lots of crab, fresh crab, and that's what I'm comfortable with. That's what gives me my confidence. Nice fresh crab for smooth-hound fishing. I'm in no rush to set up. It's about 10:30, low's about 1. The tide's pushing out quite quick. I want to wait till the ledges uncover a bit so I can go get comfortable. I'm going to fish right in the middle on the front, in the roughest part of West Aberthaw. I'm not going to fish the ledges, the most popular area. There is a few club matches today, and I don't want to take those popular marks away from people if they do turn up. So I'm going to fish on the front, in the rough, in the shit, and I'm going to try and target a bass later as well. I've been given some lovely fresh mackerel, which I'll show you later, off a friend yesterday. So I'm going to try and maybe a mackerel head or a nice fillet, lob it in. I've had some nice bass down here over the years, but it'd be nice to try and target one of them. I'm not too optimistic, but you never know. I've had some cracking fish here and there's always an opportunity. So win, lose or draw, I'll let you know how I get on. Even if it's just a couple of dogfish, I'll still post it up and do a video. I haven't got a full charge on my phone, but I'm going to try and do my best to skip together and get a video done for you. So like I said, plenty of fresh crab, and that's my personal opinion. If you're happy with prawn or hardbacks or frozen or ragworm, then great. Whatever gives you the best enjoyment and fulfillment in your fishing. I've got some nice strong rods, some good reels, some line, 3/0 circle hook, whatever you want to use. I'm not going to tell you the ins and outs, okay? I'm not going to say you must use this or this is the best hook, because at the end of the day, hooks are hooks, rods are rods, and as long as you're comfortable using what you've got, then that's fine, keep on going. If someone says to you, why are you eating bananas? You want to eat an apple, apples are the way forward, eat bananas. If that's what makes you happy, eat bananas, okay? It don't really matter. If someone says to you, why are you using that rod? That rod's crap. Use this rod, this line, this link, whatever. You use whatever's comfortable for you. It's easy when you're starting off to take advice off people and get caught up in trends and cultures, okay? So just you use what you're comfortable doing. Take advice off people, and if you use something and you get a good result and it gives you confidence, carry on using it. Brilliant, well done. That's what we want. We want people to go out, get confident, have self-belief in their fishing, and catch some fish and have some results. Right, there we go, ready to cast out. I'm going to give this a good smacking because it's quite windy. I want to really drive through that wind and get out there. I put some rocks on my stand ready. There's going to be a bit of tide to start with, so let's get fishing. Right, there we go. As you can see, the tide's pulling quite hard. That rod tip's bent over. Got my drag set. Balancing on the rocks and the weed, but really important when you cast out on a rough ground, as soon as that lead hits the water, engage your reel and tighten up all that slack, get all that slack in straight away, okay, because you don't want any extra line out there which could potentially snag around a reef or a ledge or a rock. So as soon as that lead hits the water, tighten up straight away. Go boys and girls, first cast and a lovely hound, probably a scraper double, really nice clean fish. That was in the water 22 minutes. and I'd moved the stand twice, and yeah, I didn't think it was going to go. I had a few little taps, I put the camera back on, and it's about 2-3 minutes later it pulled over, and we're in. Prime smooth-hound, first cast. Really happy. I haven't cast out yet, I don't want to get caught up with stuff, so I'm going to get this fish back and get the second cast in the water. I'm really happy with that result. First cast and we had one. Brilliant. The rest is irrelevant now. Hopefully, I don't want to be like have loads of them. I want to just have a chilled session. I don't want to catch 20 hounds. A few anglers have just turned up to my right. Hopefully they get in on the action. What I turned up was a big string of boats down off Summerhouse and that area, which automatically tells me that there's an indication that there's fish in the area. So it's a real positive sign. And we've had one, so I still only fishing one rod. I'm not going to fish 2 rods for hound, like I said at the beginning. I will put out some fresh mackerel. As soon as the next ledge appears, maybe the next cast, I'll put out maybe a single 6-0 or 4-0 pulley, and I'll try something different with a mackerel, just to see if we can catch something else. There we go, that was a really nice surprise. I even got my lead back too, so I'm really happy with that. I was just baiting up some crab on my needle ready for the next cast. I looked up and the tip was out. And do you know what? I thought I missed it. I didn't know what it was. I thought, oh, have I missed a hound? And then every now and then there was a bit of a pull when I was retrieving and reeling in. And then I seen the lead out of the water, and the rig was still in the water. I thought, oh no, there's a fish on there, maybe it's a bass. And lo and behold, it was. I really hope we can catch a better size one later on a bit of mackerel. Something different, and that was different, so that was nice to see. So, there's my bait. Bit of crab on a needle, on a dongle. I've made sure I've taken all that crab off, so I've got plenty of crab here. The fishing's not electric. That took about 13 minutes to hit that fast. And there's obviously not millions of hounds here that didn't run straight away, and the first fish didn't run straight away either. So, I've taken all that crab off, put some fresh on, and just make sure you don't cut your dongle when you're cutting your old bait off, because it's really easy to do. So here's that fresh mackerel. I'm going to be a bit ballsy. I'm going to put it on a pair of 4-0s, chuck it out there, and hopefully we catch something different, an eel or a bass or maybe even a ray. But first of all, what I've done is I've moved my stand with my rod down, and it's important, like I said before, low water, stay with the water. It's really important to be efficient with how you're fishing. There's no point me casting out from up here, putting both rods up here, and then I'm playing the fish 20 yards from the water. It's not going to work. You're going to end up losing fish. So the first thing I've done is move my stand. Now I'm ready to cast. For those of you which are quite new to fishing or using crab, I'm going to show you how I peel a crab. So I start with the legs. Okay, so you sort of twist the legs off, twist them. If you're lucky, the sockets come off as well. Okay. Twist and pull, twist and pull. You might have a few, there you go, the socket stayed on there. Get your nail under that and get that socket off. And then there's a socket there, a claw which is regrowing. So I can get my nail under that and pull that socket off best I can. And then same again, twist and pull, twist and pull. Get these legs off. And again, this is how I do it. Everybody's different. You do how you do it, that's absolutely fine, okay. Then I take the back of the abdomen, the sex organs off, take the shell and the little claspers underneath off, and then go for the abdomen, peel it off, peel as much of the abdomen off as you can, get all those bits of shell out. Okay, some fish aren't bothered, they eat them with the shell on, don't they, so it's not a massive problem. It just helps with presentation. Then you take the sides can come off, then the top shell peels off nice. Then you've got the lungs with a rib cage inside, you can get in, get your nail under, take those ribs and lungs out, and the ribs attached to the other side of the abdomen as well. So once you've taken the ribs out, these little flaky bits on the inside, in between all the abs, they'll come out as well. Didn't have anything that cast on the crab, so nothing on the third cast. And then once you've got all those bits of shell off, you're then left with the mouth and the eye sockets. Okay, you can peel it off, and then you're left with a nice juicy soft crab. I like to cut it down the middle in half completely, and then I put another cut either side just to release all this lovely juice. Right, then you put it on a needle and you whip it on your dongle. Okay, I use a braid or a braid alternative. Make sure that hook is clear, you're not whip the bait over the hook. You need that hook completely proud, so when the fish takes it, it's going to hook up. If there's too much bait up around the top of that hook, then it's going to mask the hook and you're not going to get a clean hook up. I don't use any of the rings or the split rings or the circles. I just use a standard bit of braid. I find that comes off fine. I had a customer phone me 2 days ago saying my casts are unclipping. I said, what have you changed? And he said, well, I started using the rings on the bottom. I said, well, were they coming off before? He said, no. I said, well, if that's what you've changed, that's what the difference is. Obviously they work for some people, they're not working for him, so he's going to go back to a standard system. But if they work for you, a little split ring or something on the end makes it nice and cleaner, then use them. I don't use them, I don't feel I need to, it's just an extra component. And again, it doesn't help when I'm taking the bait off the dongle. It looks like a bit of activity. Is it going to run? Go on. I think it's a hound, you know. There we go, just a little pup that time, about £6. Didn't want to run, it was pulling over, then it broke slack and then it ran when I engaged the reel. It's only a little fish, not very big, but I still let it pull me towards the water to enable me to get into a good position to land it. I haven't cast out yet. I think that's the right way to do it. Get the fish back in the water, keep it safe. I'm not going to put it on the ground thrashing about for 2 minutes while I'm clipping the rig on and walking over and casting out. My rod's still out of the water, and this fish is kept nice and clean and safe, and there's not a mark on it. Let's get it back, have another cast. There we go, Mr. Woofer, like that mackerel bait on the photos. I got it all back, we didn't lose it, and I got my lead back too, which is a result. Always a result. Little victories, and life's about little victories. You've got to take them. Take every little victory you can. And another little victory is we're not catching the dogs on the crab, which means there's not too many out there, which also means we're fishing effectively for the hounds. So this is one of the old decommissioned water inlets for the power station, part of the cooling system. And in all my years I've been fishing here, I've always wondered how deep it is in there and what's in there. I keep thinking to myself, bring a rod of line and chuck it in, but I never do. And I'm going to have to do it one day because there's got to be rockling and pouting and eels and all sorts in there. And you can hear it echoing. It's quite a big volume of water. I reckon it's got to be at least 15 foot deep in there. It might even be more, who knows, because obviously it goes down, then it's tunneled up all the way to the power station. It's really interesting. I mean, when I come past earlier, there's bits of the power station all in piles where they're taking it apart, and it's quite sad because you're thinking of people and the experiences and lives people have had working there, part of that industry, and it's going to be gone. I don't know what it's going to look like when it's all finished. There's been rumours of a recycling plant and a battery plant, but you just have to wait and see. It's part of our coastline, but it's not going to be there forever. Well, there's another little pup. While I was over there giving my history lesson, I come back, and with the wind I didn't hear my ratchet going, and I come back and I could see my line was on the deck, and luckily she wasn't snagged up and we got her in safe and sound. Well, that is a little one. It's probably about £4 and that was in the water 2 minutes. It's a strapping in the pool by there. I was just reeling in that second mackerel bait, and I looked up and this rod was slack and it literally just hit the water. It's a tiny hound, it's tiny. I hold it up to my body, you can see, look at it. It's probably 4 pounds, it's a little fish. But it's a fish, we're on action. I'm happy. I'm going to have 10 minutes now, bait everything up and then get back in the water. There's no rush, there's no urgency. I'm having a good time. The fish are here, so I can make the most of it. There are bites on both rods. They've only been in the water 2-3 minutes, but I'm in no rush. There's a few guys behind me having a bit of a spin, doing their thing. That's brilliant. Do what suits you. The message couldn't be clearer. We're all different. We all get different levels of fulfillment out of our fishing experiences. And I want to chat to you. I had a few customers come the other day and they were really inspiring. They'd been out back into fishing, they'd been over the island, had a fawny, a couple of hounds, and they were buzzing their faces off. They were so happy. And it's really important to think, it's easy to take a snapshot at people on social media and think, oh, they're brilliant, or they've got the perfect life. But trust me, I got exactly the same problems as every single one of you. I'm just a man, I'm just a human being. I got money, I got bills, I got kids, I got family, I got work, and work's great. It's really good to have a job. I got work tomorrow. I'm looking forward to going in and having a break from the fishing and a break from the fishing scene and see other people which aren't involved in fishing. And having a job is really positive. It gives you some belonging, some ownership to be somewhere and with different people, and it's really important to have that balance in your life. So, you know, jobs, fishing, work, all of it, just do it, get that balance right, and the rest will fall into place. It's really simple. But as I was saying about those two guys, you know, it's easy to see people and go, oh, they're catching so many fish. Results will happen. You're going to get good days and bad days, and it's really important to be aware of that. You've got to put through all the bad days and all the bad results and the things going wrong, to then when you do get a good day, you really appreciate it and value it. So don't be disheartened if you're new to fishing. You're going to have bad days, you're going to have things going wrong. It's not really easy. I got years and years, decades of experience doing this, so I can make it look easy. But I get bad days as well, you know, just like everybody else. So please do not be disheartened. If you're new to fishing, stick at it, seek advice, be persistent, and enjoy yourself, most importantly. Right, well, we got a few little dog bites on those 2 rods. I'll just explain West Aberthaw to you. So West Aberthaw, predominantly a low water venue, as I've explained before, but if you're new to it, it's a low water venue like most of the coast around here. Fish is best on the small to medium sized tides. The big tides, it does shallow out. You generally fish 3 down, 1 up. The tide gets really strong on the flood, so just be aware. It is very heavy on the tackle losses as well, so be prepared, okay? Don't come ill prepared, because it will bite you in the arse. It's a lovely place, nice car park, loads of room to park, little walk down the path, down the steps, you're on the beach. It's really simple. We've got East Aberthaw, as it says, just to the east. Different mark altogether. Fish is on the bigger tides, and it's a shallow, pebbly beach. Okay, so it does fish completely different, but it does hold a lot of fish, as does West Aberthaw. I really like these venues. They've been my home ground for decades and decades, and one of the reasons why I know them quite well, and I'm quite confident coming here. I've been lucky so far. I haven't lost a thing. I've just lost 3 or 4 leads, and that's it. But other days you can lose an end every cast. So just be aware, okay? If you do come down here, make sure you're prepared. Strong line, strong gear, strong rods, strong reels, plenty of leads, plenty of reels, and plenty of patience. It's just coming up to low water. It's been a frantic 2 hours. I've had quite a few fish, but it's gone a bit quiet, but that's okay. It's alright. I've had 4 species. I've got my little toy out, my little rangefinder, and that case on over there, from where I'm stood with this, I can see how far away it is, and it's saying it's 435 yards away. Interesting, isn't it? Right, I've just lost my first end on the 1 rod, me opening my mouth, and the other rod I got a dog and a pile of dead line, and it felt really heavy, and I'm playing it thinking, it's a good fish on here, it might be a huss or something, but it's not, it's a dead line. And it's really common on these parts to bring in dead lines and to think you're losing a fish. Sometimes you'll have a lot of weight and then it'll come off and you think, oh, I've lost that fish, it felt really good, but sometimes it is just dead line, so don't be disheartened. And it's a good point now actually, I've just lost that one end. I've checked my other rig and the rig body's quite snagged up, so on these rough ground venues check your rigs all the time. Quite easily I could cast and that rig body could snap and my rod could follow through and smack on the ground. So I'm going to change that rig. This one feels okay, and I'm going to take all this dead line home with me and put it in the bin. Well, look at that. The weather's coming in. It's raining over in Somerset. You see these thick clouds have clearly got a bit of water in them. I've baited one more, the tide's turned. I haven't had any indications on this cast. There might be some dogs sat on it, I don't know. I'm going to get them in a few minutes and have one more cast, and unless it really kicks off or I catch something nice, I think I'll call the next cast the last cast. So we will see. Well, I'm going to call it. It's just started raining, the wind has just escalated, and I think it's time to go home. I haven't reeled in yet. There's probably another pair of dogs on there. It's been a really thoroughly enjoyable couple of hours on the beach. Sort of tale in two halves. First 90 minutes, plenty of fish, plenty of activity, and the last 90 minutes, not a lot happening, just dogs, just reeling dogs, not knowing they're on there. As you can hear, that wind is really picked up quite strong now, and it is raining. So I'm going to pack up and I get home. Thanks for watching, I really appreciate it. If you need anything at all, let me know, give me a message. I gotta get this shit sorted, so I want to get back to the car before I get soaked.